Greetings, sports fans, ASMR Sports. Back with you today. Earlier today I was at a little sports card sale that a fellow that I know put on. Just in a kind of little, it's interesting, I was talking to him a little bit. He basically rents like this little office space in town, and I think stores a lot of his like cards that he's selling out of there. And he goes to like card shows a lot of weekends and sells there and buys there. And I think sells online on eBay a fair bit as well. And for the first time, at least while he's been in this space, he kind of opened it up for like a little public kind of sort of garage sale thing. And I went there maybe about half an hour after he opened, and there's like 4 or 5 people there. So yeah, seemed to be some good activity, and hope it went well. I, for my part, went in as I usually do when I see this feller at a card show or elsewhere. I'm always wanting to buy mass quantities of unopened stuff. I love the unopened cards. So I ended up buying about exactly $450 worth of stuff. Well, I paid $450 for it. This guy had pricing on all these boxes that you'll see that basically he added it up, to see what the total like sort of sticker price was, and then made me a deal on the group. And so I did the math, and basically I paid $450 for these cards. The sticker price was $635, and therefore I paid 70.9%, so just about a 30% discount off the sticker price for buying the whole lot, which is funny because that was about exactly what I was thinking I would be wanting to pay, is basically 30% less than sticker price. So that's essentially what I did. So yeah, I wanted to look at a bunch of these, maybe all of them, and why was a $50 sticker on that one? That's a little insane. This box is never worth $50 any point in time, not even in the pandemic boom. But in any event, yeah, so what I want to do is actually maybe put like a little sticker on each of these. I got my stickers right here. And I wish I had a slightly different setup, but put that there for now. So I want to put a sticker on each of these, just so I can track things. And I probably want to do this while it's on the pad, because permanent marker might like bleed through a little bit. But anyways, I want to put like the paid price, so I'll have to calculate that based on my 29.1% discount. I want to put the comp price on there, and that will be basically what I think the sort of market price is for the item. We're gonna look up on eBay. I'm guessing I'll have to look on eBay for comps on just about all this stuff, because it's pretty unusual stuff that I wouldn't expect to find, like at Baseball Card Exchange or Dave & Adams, that tend to carry more newer stuff, or in the case of Baseball Card Exchange, more I don't know, kind of like common or popular boxes than what we're going to see here. This might be an exception. There's a fair number of these around. So in any event, so we'll take a look at the ones that are not sealed. A bunch of these boxes are sealed because they're from like the the late 90s or early 2000s, and they were cellophane wrapped. But this one is from, I think, like 91 or so. So if you've never seen Desert Storm cards, they basically made survivors of like the Desert Storm military campaign in the Middle East under George W. Bush, and it's sort of weird to think about now, but they actually have like World War II cards. I'm sure they have like Civil War cards, but sort of weird. Like, can you imagine? I don't know. I guess America's not directly involved, but like if they did a card set about the Ukraine war, wouldn't that be kind of strange? But in any event, this is not the first series of these. You'll see it says Victory Series. So they did these, after some period of time when the war was over, and had a new set of photos to use. Oh, well, look at this. I guess this is not a complete box. It's a little disappointing, but I could probably find a pack of this stuff somewhere and make that a complete box, and then it does give us a sweet opportunity to, I hope this doesn't happen to all these boxes, but to see some of these cards, which, we otherwise may not have done if I had 36 pristine packs that I wanted to keep that way. But yeah, these are all sealed up here, the rest of these. So we got General Norman Schwarzkopf. Boy, if you are from the time period when this war was going on, you definitely know all about General Norman Schwarzkopf, the leader of that campaign. There we go, F-14 fighter. I believe F-14s were the planes used in Top Gun, the movie from 1986 with Tom Cruise and Anthony Edwards, the name doppelganger of Anthony Edwards, the basketball player. AV-8B Harrier. Kind of cool to see these kind of Cold War era planes, which are really some of my favorites since I was a big Top Gun nut. Paratroopers land. And then sticker is common in Topps products now. These cards do not appear. Yeah, they did not come with gum, which frankly I appreciate, because a lot of cards are ruined. A lot of 80s, 70s, 60s, and earlier packs came with gum, and gum just did not, age well. So it ended up, sort of ruining a lot of cards that it was next to, and maybe even 2 or 3 cards after that in a lot of older wax pack products. So I sort of appreciate sets that don't have gum in them, because they won't have ruined packs the way that gum cards do. Apache helicopter, so that's another pretty dated piece of equipment. Not sure what the current model helicopters are, but I'm sure they're like vastly more advanced. M109 howitzer. The last card, working together. See what the backs are looking like here. Operation Desert Storm is the most complex military action since World War II. It marks the largest air war in history, with more than 1,000 missions per day, having been flown by aircraft from 8 allied nations. The airstrikes have hit Iraqi command and control centers, air bases, and missile launch sites with remarkable accuracy, breaking with tradition. Air forces of different nations have been operating in unison rather than being given separate targets. So there you go. Yeah, I'll have to make a note to find a pack. A lot of times you'll see these packs like end up in, sort of $1 per pack kind of bins. 50 cents was the retail price on these back in the day. Probably worth less than that now, but let's take a look. So we're gonna search for Topps. I'm gonna go Victory Series. See what we find here. Yeah, so there you go, $20 plus $6.72 shipping. There's one for basically just charging more for shipping and less for the box, but if you add these prices together, they're kind of basically right around 25 bucks in each case. Here's a deal, $6.99 plus 8 shipping, so that's only $15. So let's see what some of these have sold for. So 19, 13 plus 6, 20 plus 672. Some of these go for really cheap, 650 plus 715. Those are, I think, well, that one was a buy now, this one's an auction. So yeah, these are very low rent boxes. So I think $20 is kind of right on the money for value of this thing. So I'm going to put $20 on the comp. And for the paid, I'll get my calculator up, which you won't be able to see. So if we say 20 times 0.709, we'll say, then the price I paid was $14.18. So there you have it. There you have it. So yeah, that's probably one of the least interesting boxes in this collection that I bought. I did end up just buying all of the unopened stuff that he had. All of the sort of vintage junk era. Alright, here we have, man, I don't know, this camera doesn't seem to want to show much here. Wait a minute. So this is one of 3 boxes that's the same kind of shape and subject matter, which is to say country music artists here on the I guess this is the same card front back, but it's Tracy Lawrence. It's 1992, Series 1. Tracy Lawrence and Mark Miller from Sawyer Brown have hand-signed and hand-numbered 1,000 individual cards each. So, I guess that's the chase. It says 99 different artists and 9 cards per pack. 36 packs per box, 324 cards per box. Wow, thanks for the math breakdown. That's cool. See if we can see who these are. Susie. Is that Bogus? I think. Little Texas and Mark Chestnuts. I actually am familiar with most of those. And it's actually the same cards on the other side, so it's interesting. So yeah, Country Gold is what these are called. And I have 2 more boxes that are sort of, I think they're made by the same company, but they're not called Country Gold. They're called like something other than that, but they have basically country music artists. So let's see what these go for. So these, I paid $20 a box. Country Gold box. What that? Yeah, see, that's gonna Country Gold cards. All right, that's close, but so yeah, I don't know. I guess they don't have. This is sold. Let's see if anybody has one of these. And I just noticed it says Premier Edition Series 1, so this I guess is the first ever Country Gold cards. Country Gold Series 1. How about that? Well, I only got 93 and ours is 92. Why does this say Series 1? This is clearly different. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're not going to have these. find that sort of promising that they would not have. Oh, there it is, right there. There it is. $15.50 plus $9.50 shipping. So right about $25. But yeah, the fact that like there's none of these out there currently listed, at least not using the search terms that I used, I think is a good sign, because, you know, suggests that maybe there aren't quite as many of these things out there as there are like the Desert Storm. So yeah, I don't know, I guess I'll use 25 as the comp here, since I can't find anything different. So, same price as the Desert Storm, $14.18 paid price, and then comp would be a little bit more. All right, there you have it, Country Gold. I think I'm actually gonna maybe switch over to full screen here. All right. Maybe kind of go this a little bit. So here we have the second of the box, and I actually saw some of these in the searching that I was doing there. This one's called Branson on Stage. And I think, yeah, so that's a TV show. It says collector cards from America's favorite country music show place. So I actually have not heard of that, but sounds like it's maybe like a country music television show from, you know, this time frame, early 90s. This says Stage 1. I'm sorry, Series 1. And it's got some names there. The Bald Knobbers, Mo Bandy, the Blackwood Quartet, the Bachelors. I've not heard of any of those people. Glenn Campbell I've heard of. Foggy River Boys I think I've heard of. Lee Greenwood. That's the guy, isn't that Merle Haggard right there? He's in here. I think it is Merle Haggard. Loretta Lynn, of course, I've heard of. But Lee Greenwood is the guy that made that Bible that Trump was hawking on TV a couple of months ago, and apparently, like, he's been selling that Bible for, like, I don't know, 5-10 years. Lee Greenwood has, and then basically the Trump thing is just, you know, Trump coming along as a endorser of that product. I don't think there was anything Trump specific about that Bible. It was just like basically Lee Greenwood's Bible. And then Trump, you know, helped marketed it for, I presume, a chunk of cash. Although I bet he worked on commission, because can't imagine Lee Greenwood's got millions of dollars to pay for, you know, product endorsements. So anyways, I did happen to peek at the price of the one I saw. When I was searching, but let's do a new search here. So Branson on Stage, Series 1 box. Let's see what happens with that. There you go. I think it was this listing that I saw here. So 10 plus $12.45 shipping. Here's one that was best offer accepted, $7.99. $6.72 shipping. So this one's a bit over 20 with shipping. This one's, you know, presumably under 15, under 13. Someone's selling some packs. It's always an idea. Sell some packs out of a box instead of the box, and maybe you could make more money that way, I guess. But not a ton of these sold. Let's take a look at what's for sale. So there's one for 15 plus 10, so 25 on that one. This one's 22. This one's some Maniac selling for $52. There's 9 plus 5. Here's 15. Free shipping. So I think this one I'm gonna put. I think I'm gonna put it $15, because there's one you can buy for 15 for. What is that? $15 free shipping. Buy it now. So I can't believe it would be worth more than that. So we'll put the comp at 15 on this one, and then the paid price is the same as the first two, 14, 18. So a little bit of profit there, but not much. And then the last box. Let me switch my camera back here. Last box. I think I also saw some of these. We got Country Classics, limited edition tamper-proof foil packs. Wow, very exciting. Search for the Gold. There's Alan Jackson, Hank Williams Jr. Series 1. I feel like they just kept making like new, card sets with slightly different names, and then called them, Premier Edition or Series 1 each time. Search for the Gold. That maybe is a parallel. Gold cards randomly inserted. Coupon card to be redeemed for a precise metal card containing 1 gram of pure 24 karat gold. Well, that's not going to be very good at this point. These are, let's see, 1992 is the copyright on there. So. Dealers only. Call 1-800-243-7273 for additional information. Okay. So that was a another $20 sticker price on that one, so we can put that down for the 14-18 price. And I can't imagine the comps are going to be any different than what we have been seeing on these other two boxes. Oh, I guess there's a slight difference between those first two that we did, so let's go Country Classics. Series 1 box. Okay, well, the buy it nows are, at least these top two are quite a bit higher than those other products. I see these sets. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's a factory set right there, but the boxes seem to be looking a little bit higher. But let's look at that's listed price. So let's see. Well, here we go. We got $9 plus 16 shipping, so that's about $25. This one's 26 shipped. Here's 10 plus 13, 60. Here's 13 plus 10, so yeah, I don't know. It's somewhere between 20 and 25. This one went for 20, almost $30.60 with shipping. This one went. So yeah, I don't know. I think based on all that, I'm gonna put these at like $25. Like really, $23 or something would probably be slightly, possibly more accurate, more conservative. But I don't know. I like round numbers, so I'm gonna go 25 on that one. So that's pretty solid deal right there. Probably the most valuable of those 3 country boxes. Let's take a look at. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do at all. That's what I wanted to do. This is what I want to do. Okay. So this one is. I want to just move this out of here, really. So I don't know if you can see it, but it says Fire and Shadow. And this one was kind of spendy. $50 on this one. Legend of the 5 Rings. So what I noticed about this is that it is made by a company. Oh, actually, no, this is not the one I was thinking. Oh, yeah, no, it is. It is Wizards of the Coast. So they're the company that makes Magic the Gathering, right? I think it's Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I'm pretty positive it's Magic the Gathering. sets. I think we actually will see a couple more of them in this collection of boxes. But I thought it was kind of cool that was made by that company. And then I think there was a year on here, but I might be wrong. I do notice this says 48 packs, so I'm going to count and see. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have the year anywhere on here that I can see. But I can just imagine this bad boy, sitting up on a shelf next to some Magic the Gathering cards. At a local hobby shop back in the early 2000s. Just waiting for collectors or game players to pick it up. Alright, let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, so 27 packs out of the 48 that were supposed to come in this box. I kind of have a bad feeling that this box, the sticker price was based on the assumption that it was a full box, but it's clearly not. So let's see what we can find out about this stuff. Alright, Legend of the... And I just sort of assumed that this game is, pretty much all but defunct. But I don't know for sure. Okay, well that's not helpful. So Legend of the Five Rings of Fire, Shadow. Okay, so there's the box. And one thing that's kind of interesting is that I'm seeing individual cards, at least one. Here's another one. And that makes me think, maybe some people still play this stuff. I truly don't know. But I'm also kind of thinking not, because I would have seen, more modern, boosters showing up. So yeah, so I wonder, when a set like this, when a game like this kind of, falls out of favor and people aren't playing it anymore, what comes of all the cards? I mean, I guess it could just be, suddenly worthless. And oh, look at this. This guy's selling 3,000 cards. And I guess, if you have enough cards, you could just play amongst your friends if they wanted to get into it as well. So, okay, so I'm just searching for, the name of the game. And I haven't seen any boxes or packs. And now I search for box. And I don't see anything. Here's Legend of the Five Rings, a Line in the Sand booster box. This actually looks way more modern than the one that I have. So here's another booster box that does look quite dated. Wrath of the Emperor. Here's a deck from Fire and Shadow for $10. So just don't think there's going to be any boxes of this for sale. I want to search now for pack and see if there are any packs. Yeah, I don't see any packs. Now this is all sold items, so if nobody's buying any of this because it's just out of date. Okay, so here we go. It does seem like there are some of these for sale. I'll remind myself what they look like. And remind you. So the red packs here. So here's somebody's got a bunch of them. Here's a lot of 37 for $180. And here's one pack for $8 plus $5.40 shipping. Here's a box with 33 packs for $127. So again, it's a little bit troubling that there are zero sold listings for packs, because it suggests that just nobody is going to buy these if I list them. So this is just one pack, so $2.40 all the way down to $2 if you buy 2 or more. Oh boy. So yeah, these packs are probably worth about $2, and I have 27, so turns out the comp is probably about right, assuming anybody ever buys any of these. Maybe no one would ever buy any of these. So yeah, the comp seems pretty good. I mean, it's definitely not comped as though, or the comp, but not priced, sticker priced, as though, I'm getting a whole box. I actually think $50 is probably about as accurate as anybody can figure. And by the way, I'm sure the guy who I bought these from, I'm sure he, based all these sticker prices on, his own searching, so not surprising that we come up with the same result. So I'm gonna just stick with the comp $50, and I think that's kind of conservative because they are worth $2 a pack, and I have 27 packs. 2 times 27 is more than 50, so I think that's a nice conservative comp. So the paid price would be so 70.9 times 50 equals $35.45. 45 cents. So that was, I have to say, I do really love just the idea, of having those kind of old games that maybe nobody plays anymore, probably nobody plays anymore, but, ones were maybe popular and interesting to people, and now, it's like you can't really find this stuff everywhere you go. It's pretty rare even if it's not really valuable. And kind of just feels like a piece of sort of hobby shop history to me, and I like that a lot. Alright, well, these here are 2 of the same box. So these are Godzilla movie cards that look pretty cool. So I'm not sure which Godzilla movie this is. Wasn't there one with Matthew Broderick in it around this time frame? So it says 1998 is the copyright 1998, TriStar Pictures. Odds of finding Godzilla Glow cards, 117 packs. Godzilla Supreme cards, 1 in 108 packs. So there's some kind of neat, chase cards that are pretty rare. There's how many? So good old-fashioned 36 packer. Same that Topps would put in their most of their products throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s. Actually, it's got in the 90s. It started being 24. Okay, I think that's Matthew Broderick right there. So I think that is the movie I'm thinking of. So yeah, kind of cool. Inkworks. Inkworks is a brand that went out of business, but they made a bunch of really cool. I feel like that's. I looked this up recently. I'm not sure. I can't remember why I was looking this up, but they were around like in that sort of like I think early or mid 90s to like this time frame, which was late 90s to early 2000s, and they made. Oh, I remember I was looking at this because I was looking up whether Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie cards existed, and sure enough, they made, I think, a set for each like season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which was like that was like a mid to late, it was like 6 seasons, I think, maybe it was 5, mid to late 90s show. I once dated somebody who, she and her sister and like a bunch of their friends were super into that show, and they talked about it a lot, and this was, well past when it was on, but, it was on streaming services, and, actually, was it on streaming service? I can't remember if we, like, maybe got the DVDs somewhere. Yeah, I think she actually had the DVD sets, but anyways, I ended up watching the whole series, so, I don't know, I have a sentimental kind of value to that show from having seen it, and there weren't really, like, again, that was a time when TV, old shows were not super accessible, so if you spent the time to watch the whole series, you thought, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, and maybe, have an appreciation for it. So anyways, I was looking up to see if there were cards for it, because I was just starting to wonder, like, what kind of cards did they make for all sorts of different TV shows and stuff. And so I think that's where I found out about Inkworks, and they ended up going out of business, but they made a ton of sets for all sorts of TV shows, like from that era, and movies too. So now they're gone, and now I forget what the name of the company is that makes. Oh yeah, it's Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse seems to be the primary like non-sports card set maker. So they make all the Star Trek cards. They make I'm trying to think what else they make. Yeah, I don't know. It's primarily they make Game of Thrones stuff. So alright, well, let's look these up. So I'm actually kind of psyched that I have some Inkworks stuff, because I don't think I have anything made by Inkworks, but I actually sort of love the idea of that company and, all the cool 90s stuff that you could probably find, sets of that they made. By the way, I don't think I'm going to get through the whole stack, so I'll probably make this a 2-part video or do the rest of these in a video later, because I do want to get to sleep. But let me look up the price on these for y'all. Sometimes I just say y'all so you guys think I live in the South, but I've never lived in the South ever. Let's see what we get here. Alright, there you go. So that was nice and easy. This looks like the asking prices are 30 plus 7, 30 plus 18. So, those are... wow, look, I don't know what the hell that is. Empty box, okay. Make sure you're not looking at empty boxes when you do comps, guys. Well, here's actually a collection of 2 of them for 60 plus 12. Here's a single box for we don't know how much plus 12 shipping. Here's one for 25 plus 18 shipping. Here's one for 54.88, but best offer accepted. 22 plus 7. So I actually think $30 is kind of right on the money. Few examples. Higher, like this one's 20 plus 25 shippings, that'd be like 45, so. Yeah, I don't know, I think gee whiz. So that's 30 plus 18, 30 plus, yeah, I don't know, it's either 30 or 35, I'm trying to see which one I favor most. Which one I believe is most accurate. I think this is a pack, which I kind of want to take a deeper look at. Yeah, so these are, I think, like those like super wide screen kind of cards, which I find super annoying because you can't really like put them in a box very easily. But it's cool to see the pack inside without having to open one up, which I definitely don't want to do. But all right, well, I've decided I'm gonna do. Oh god dang, I keep doing that. I don't want to do that. I think I'm gonna do $33 as my comp. And you may ask, like, what's the point of the comps, really? And the answer is that, you know, eventually I'll put these up for sale somewhere. And, you know, those comps will be sort of my guide for what I want to sell them for. Usually, you know, as with everything on my site, I try to sell for less than the comps. With smaller dollar items like this, I'm not going to do like way better than the comps, but I don't know if this is $33. I might sell it for like $29.99. Let's figure out what I paid for these. 30 times point $21.27. It's kind of crazy. Like, I just spent a half hour, you know, like talking about this box, and you know, if I sell it for $30 and I paid $21.27, I've profited like $8 and whatever that is, 73 cents. You know, and it would probably take me a good, I don't know, 10-15 minutes to get these, you know, photographed, and then make the photograph pretty for the website and list it and blah blah blah. And then, you know, I'd have to ship it. It would take some time. And point is, I would probably put like a total of like an hour of time into an $8 profit, which doesn't sound like the you know, the most profitable way to spend my time. But the real reason I kind of love this stuff is it just, I don't know, it makes me kind of happy to look at this stuff, and especially to share it with you guys. You know, so if I can make a video about this stuff, then it's cool. And if I can have like all these cool boxes from the 90s and stuff sitting around in the card dungeons, I can look at them from time to time. And, you know, also, like, when I sell something, like the profit, well, a lot of stuff I don't profit off of, but the profit is not so much as important as just like it's kind of cool that somebody is, especially if they buy something that's like older stuff, which I don't have a ton listed, but I have a ton in inventory. If they buy something that's older, it's like, okay, there's somebody who I know is going to appreciate it, because nobody buys a box of like, wait, what did somebody buy? I think somebody bought but once my Series 1 and Series 2 Elf boxes, and I'm like, okay, that's a person. First of all, it has good taste. Second of all, I know that person is going to appreciate these boxes, and they're going to enjoy them and get, you know, happiness out of looking at them and having them on them shelves, and maybe they'll get crazy and open them. I don't know, that just feels like important. Some people may probably think I'm insane right now, but that's alright. Folks, this box is a Topps Dragonheart. So Dragonheart is that, like, kind of like, I don't know if those were puppets. I know, I think that was all just kind of like, you know, special effects. Dragon movie from like the late 90s, I believe. Yeah, 1996, Universal Studios. I forget who was in that. Was it like, was it Kevin? It wasn't Kevin Costner, was it? Well, there's pictures of the guy, but I small, so I can't really tell. I feel like Sean Connery was in this thing. I feel like Sean Connery was the dragon. I can't remember who these main characters are. It's funny because this logo really looks like it's supposed to be a 2, and it's like Dragonheart 2, but there was no Dragonheart 2. There was just Dragonheart. So these are just like the Godzilla cards. They're these, you know, kind of wide screen cards that are impossible to store. And interesting, so they're made by Topps, but they're probably the same like size as those ones made by Inkworks for the Godzilla, for the Godzilla movie. It's kind of funny because like Godzilla's a dragon, more or less, too, and Dragonheart's a dragon, obviously. So we got all the widescreen late 90s dragon movie cards in one purchase here. And then I think, this will be the last one I do, but I got a good handful of remaining items that I'm pretty excited to get through. In another video. Topps Dragonheart box. So this one was only $20, so yeah, looks like it's quite a bit cheaper than those Godzilla ones, but let's look at prices here. Alright, there you go, 20 bucks. 15 plus 10, 25. 15 plus 12 or 22. So yeah, 20 bucks, right on the money. And then back to the old number, was it 1411? 1418. 1418. Alright folks, that's what we got for today. I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed that. I always am excited when I get a group of unopened stuff like this. It's, probably my favorite thing to buy. Oh my god, if I do that one more time, I'm going to stab myself in the neck. So this is, by the way, this is something I do whenever I buy this stuff. I don't usually make a video about it, and it's a lot quicker when I'm not making a video about it. But I sort of also enjoy taking my time looking at all the cool aspects of these boxes, sharing some of the details of these things with you guys, and just taking my time with stuff too. So I definitely, I think this will also probably be a pretty enjoyable content for you guys, because some of these boxes are just, you don't see these things, and there's definitely a sort of, a rarity and a, I don't know, attractiveness to the kind of stuff that came out of this purchase. So at least, I don't know, for me there is. I don't know, maybe nobody else will think this is interesting, but I'm guessing a fair amount will. And also someone actually asked me for a video, of my older packs and boxes, non-sports. Actually I can't remember if it was sports or non-sports, but somebody asked me for that, so this is kind of in that genre. But hopefully this suits the bill for some of your all relaxation. Alright folks, we will see you guys on the next one. I might not do the continuation of this as the next video, but you should see it in the next, 2, 3, 4 videos that I post. Alright, you guys have a great one. Catch y'all later. Bye now.